Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to Duluth, Minnesota, the Sept of the Hearthfire, where Charlotte is ecstatic. You know why she's ecstatic? Because for the first time in a week, she wakes up in a bed. She wakes up in a goddamn bed. There's cushy mattress and there's blankets and there's another body, the right shape this time, not some lupus trying to sleep on her. It's so good. And just reveling in the fact that she wakes in a place that smells like, well, not dirt. She will probably just kind of wake up in an easy fashion, not necessarily hop straight out of the bed. In fact, if anything, digs in a little harder, pulls the blanket a little tighter up around her neck and shoulders, and just basks in the conveniences of fucking human life. So good.
As the smells of nerdiness and aftershave perforate throughout,
They're her favorite
um, I
smells now.
I gotta make a roll for a certain person.
Oh shit.
His willpower is this. Oh, it's pretty good.
Fucking aced it.
Mm-hmm. So he opens his eyes. You see Damon like rolling over, sitting up on the bed slowly, rubbing his face.
You'll see, look at that. Good luck.
Hmm?
Oh,
As he
just
looks over.
you didn't wake up or half wake up or any of that stuff.
Suppose you are then. As he kind of will smile as he's standing up, trying on a shirt and stuff.
I'd say, do we have to people? But peopling is a pretty good alternative right now.
I mean, they'll ask questions about where you are, so.
Nobody's. Yeah, fair. Okay, fine.
Grin.
She grumbles and finally pries herself out of the blanket. It's
Are you going to tell her?
yeah. I got thumbs now, so cooking dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You probably want to invite everybody so they know.
Whew. Yeah, whole pack. Good plan.
Mm-hmm. Nods.
Ugh. More people to jump on the grenade.
And make a roll. But thank you. 6. Damon leans back suddenly. Like he's putting on his pants as you're mid talking to him. Like his belt, like fastens the belt, puts on the shoes. And he kind of leans back against the dresser. His
Like
eyes
that kind of lost your balance out of nowhere thing.
Yeah, and his eyes kind of go. You see his eyes kind of going very far away suddenly.
Hey, whoa. And she will actually probably got the undershirt on and is like half pulling on the overshirt, leaves it hanging off one arm, comes over to like kind of shore him up. Hey, where you going there?
He kind of will touch you very softly in the face. Gives this very kind of confused look. As somebody now needs to roll. He starts to fade.
Oh shit. And she's gonna roll.
And your difficulty's not that high.
Thank God. Here's hoping it's enough, because otherwise this is gonna be really awkward. Okay.
1. Yeah, you got 1.
Oh, she's going just as slowly as he is, but
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you suddenly are lying there. Damon is lying down on the ground in the umbral reflection of the house. That very far away look on his face. In that horrific, what he looks like.
yeah. Still, at least this point, she knows it's there and it's still jarring to look at, but the concern is pretty real. So she kind of rolls on the side towards him, reaching over to kind of tilt. Oh, it's really weird, but reaches over to like put a hand on the far cheek of that kind of skull of a face, tilting it towards her, kind of rubbing up and down that like the bony jawline, like, hey, you there?
And he starts speaking in this weird guttural language. You don't quite understand it at first, and then the language becomes very soft, very flowy. Then his eyes suddenly just poof, open,
She actually kind of probably flinches just because it's still very jarring. Okay. Hey, are we here? Is this English now?
Yeah, that's at this like gasping, like, breath.
Oh, God. Damon, hey. You
He'll
with
look,
me?
yeah, he'll kind of look around. You see the skull head moving from side to side, almost like he's not sure how the fuck he got here.
Are you with me properly now? You here?
Yeah. Um, I saw you die.
What, like right now?
There's like a shaky nod. Or at least, I think that's what death was.
What? What do you mean?
It hung on you. Like it was
Okay.
never going away. I don't know if you were dying or not, but it was just there.
She kind of glances around herself just because while she is no Theurge and she is no seer of the great beyond, sometimes things do become a little more evident, a little more, well, visual in the Umbra. So she kind of glances around over her shoulder, kind of almost paranoid, as if half expecting to find something clinging to her shoulder.
No, nothing there. Oddly.
I I don't know. I mean, I'm okay.
It didn't seem like it. You were scared.
Did you see like where I was?
Just trapped in a corridor trying to escape. And velvet shadows moving along.
Was it a girl?
I couldn't tell. Just shadows. There was no feeling there. Only cold.
And she finally kind of ducks her head around that really eerie antlered skull and just kind of, you know, tucks her chin like right at the crook of his neck and hugs against him because at this point they're both on the ground, so it's not hard. I'm okay. I'm warm. For now, I'm fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. He lets out a breath then. We should get back.
Are you gonna be okay? Like, we can take a minute. You need it.
We should get back.
Okay. Okay. She just kind of nods compliantly because, let's face it, he's the one with the reflexes and he's the one who knows what's wiser, so.
Seems almost afraid to be in here.
Yep.
As he's just gone, you know what I mean?
Yep. And she still takes a couple minutes to get across. She is not fast at this shit.
And yeah, he is standing back in the room, quite nervous, pacing around.
And yeah, when she's back across, she'll kind of sheepishly pick up the overshirt that she dropped in the process, shrug it on, reach over for her boots.
He puts on new clothes.
Like a whole different set of clothing.
Yep. Because he's naked when he comes back.
Oh, that's right. He was naked when he crossed over in the first place.
Mm-hmm. It's just that his body looks so fucking weird in the Umbra. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Remind me, does I don't know, does Moon on Snow know about that?
Yes.
Good. Should I ask him about it? Do you want to ask him about it? Should we not say anything?
I don't want him to know.
About what you saw or the fact that you just kind of fell over there?
Both.
Okay.
Starts putting on his clothes rather quickly.
Okay.
You can P&E him if you want, Katie.
I will.
You would. With 3, he looks fucking unnerved. He out of the subtlety as he's putting on a shirt, you see his hands are shaking. With 3 successes, you can tell this has never happened before. Not to this extent, and not so suddenly.
And she'll, seeing as she only has to pull on a last couple things because at least her clothes are dedicated, she'll go ahead and pull on the shoes and let him get the better part of his clothes on. But at some point, as he's like going for his shoes or something, we'll reach out and catch one of his hands.
He'll look up at her slowly.
She just holds it for a second, looks over, and brings it up and just kind of kisses the knuckles. I'll be okay. You'll be okay.
All right. We'll be fine.
We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. We'll just solve step 1 today.
Yep. Can't take the second and third step till we take the first, right? So.
Yeah.
You want me to go down first?
I'd rather you just stay here, but it's probably best.
Like I said, it's not like anyone's been looking for me until now, so.
Still, I'd rather you just stay here.
What, like all together?
Yeah. Grin.
And she finally tugs on the hand she's caught. Give him another tight hug around the middle. Even reaches up so she can grab a hold of the far side of his face, like kind of plant a hand and pull him over so that she can kiss his cheek.
We're doing that at least once when we get that apartment together.
What?
We're not leaving the bed all day. We're just gonna lie there, watch movies,
I
get fat.
don't think I can get fat.
We'll try.
I'm game. I'm game. I'm digging it.
Smirks a tiny bit. Go on, quick, before Maria realizes where I am.
Okay. Yeah, I'll yeah. And she just kind of points to the door a couple times like I'm going, but I don't wanna. And I'm going, but okay, fine. And does the whole thing like fingers trailing out of his hand as she heads for the door and kind of puts an ear to it to see if Maria's still doing her breakfast thing downstairs. God knows how she keeps getting up so early. Especially with the way she drinks.
You just hear from downstairs, oh, leave. You know what I mean? Wandering around, like, where is everybody?
And yeah, if she's moving at that pace, it's not much of a threat. So Charlotte's going to quickly take the opportunity to just, quietly twist open the knob, slide out the door, kind of just push it back to rest against the door jamb, and just gonna slip those couple steps down to her room. No big deal. It's fine.
When you open the door to your room, Charlotte,
To my room?
sitting on the bed, she looks like she's carving something.
Blank. She like slips open the door all quiet like and kind of pulls it open and sticks her head in and just kind of stops dead.
She seems to be humming something. Like, She's like, again, looks like she has like bits of like wood and stone, and she has like them on like a those kind of trays, and she looks like she's just carving.
Hey, Lily.
She'll look up. Hi. I needed somewhere quiet, and you weren't in your room, so I came in here.
Okay. Kind of glances around. I assume like no one else has been like partying and tearing up a room or anything. So.
No. She's, in fact, you can tell she just has a tray, and all the like any mess is on that tray essentially.
Yeah, she just kind of glances around and shrugs. No harm, no foul.
I expected you to be in there, but
Yeah.
You must have got up before me.
Yeah, musta.
I didn't realize you got up before in the morning.
It's kind of weird transitioning between sleeping as a canine and sleeping as a person. It's
Oh, that's subterfuge, miss.
She is. I feel like I should take a penalty for how shitty that was. God damn.
Well, that was such a shitty lie. Jeez, Katie. That was awful.
She got called out so hard she didn't even really try. Just like, yeah. Oh shit, you've got me real good. Holds in a vice, essentially. On the bright side, a really good roll.
She's a decent.
Jesus Christ, she got an even better roll because ones.
Yep. She just catches you squinting, and her eyes squint a bit.
So, what are you making?
She stares at you as you hear the of the thing carving into the wood. Stuff for the protection of the house.
Oh.
Make sure nobody's spying on us.
Ew.
Yes.
Someone is?
I have my suspicions of people sneaking around at night.
Right.
And with you getting up at 4 a.m. to adjust to the canine perspective. One has to be suspicious.
Am I that suspicious?
No, I mean, have you heard anything? Staring right at you like, I know you're fucking lying to me.
It's just kind of a shrug. Usually I hear Damon having trouble sleeping or, well, what Maria's doing right now. She kind of leans back out of the door a little bit, canting her ear to, towards the stairs.
I see. Good. Good. Then why did you lie?
Speaking of that, I don't suppose you're game to be here tonight for dinner.
Dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I would not mind dinner.
I would very much appreciate you being there.
Stares at you. Sure.
And your questions will be answered.
She kind of lifts up one of the stones and places it down on the tray. It has these weird runic symbols on it.
I mean, she ain't gonna question Lily's shit. Lily generally knows what the fuck she's doing. And she's pretty sure she's just giving her a hard time, and that has nothing to do with what those are for, but, she can't even blame her.
You're a Philodox.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask Lee for advice on this, however. She'll smile. He's a get of Fenris like me. He knows the situation better on how to handle Maria's little issue with my cousin. We're both of equal rank, so I was wondering what your opinion is before I go talk to my Philodox.
What, on the thing between Maria and Juno?
Yes.
I talked to Juno about it. And I know she's coming to talk to you about it.
Has she?
Mm-hmm. I said she's going to. But yeah, we talked about it.
I'm at a position. Juno is my family, however, Maria is my packmate in the Fianna take. This thing seriously.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's not something that I would tell Maria not to take seriously.
Well, I know she'll come asking for your opinion, but my advice was to either come and play the part of a very good guest or to act a host herself, because it would show some measure of respect for the idea of hospitality. Probably help mend things a bit, whether it's coming here and bringing a dish with her and just being polite, or inviting the lot of you over and playing hostess as best she can. It's something.
Nods.
And I talked to Maria. Pretty sure as long as it doesn't happen again, she'll keep her shit together. She'll fuss about it, but she'll keep her shit together.
Just a nod. I see. You handling my pack's business for me. She doesn't say there's any spite in her voice, just a more curious tone.
She kind of pulls an admittedly somewhat awkward shrug. I mean, Maria's like family to me, and she talked to me about it. And I guess Juno and I, among other things, were kind of having a sharing moment, so I talked to her about it. Why make something into more of an ordeal and more formal than it needs to be if it can just be handled like friends.
It goes.
Everything has to be challenges.
She goes. Puts another stone down. I was just curious.
Again, this time, just kind of leaning on her own doorframe is just kind of a casual little shoulder hike of a shrug.
Maria has been vouching for you.
I hope so.
Leaf thinks you're not ready.
I mean, Leaf seems to know what he's on about. I don't know. Probably right. Another shrug.
Stares at you. You don't make a convincing case for yourself.
I mean, I don't see how it's to my benefit to lie. I don't know. He knows more about what I'd be getting into than I do.
I see. She smiles to herself as she's starting to carve into the wood again, like making little chips with it.
What do you think?
Why I was poking you to see. And so far you've just given me a vague response at best. She doesn't seem annoyed. She just seems more amused as she's tapping away.
I mean, it's hard to be specific. I don't know enough details.
Well, what do you wish to know?
Trying to remember, like, on the out of play, is it, like, just kind of known that they follow Sea Drake?
Yep.
Okay. So...
Well, Lily has, like, spirit heritage for Sea Drake. You know what I mean? There's no way of hiding
it's
it.
pretty
Yeah.
flat out. She just kind of hitches another shrug. I can't say I know anything about Sea Drake, for example. And while, your people and me end up kind of running into each other on missions and stuff, it's not like I know what you guys get up to.
I see. Did you not think to learn if you were considering to join?
I figured it would kind of be inappropriate and nosy to come asking a bunch of questions about your totem if that stuff could be secretive or private or personal unless you were okay with it. So I figured I wouldn't know until...
You figured. To give her a smile.
What?
You glasswalkers are so funny.
Why is that?
You always assume everything. She's carving away.
I like to call it educated guessing, but doesn't mean it always works out.
Tap, 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 tap. And then blows into it and puts another stone almost like in a perfect ring of 3.
Okay.
Well, ask your questions, Charlotte.
And she finally decides there's no point to standing awkwardly in her own doorway. She goes ahead and just pushes the door, properly open and wanders in, pulling up, like, her little desk chair instead of plopping on the bed because she doesn't want to unsettle whatever Lily's working on. I know pretty much literally nothing about Sea Drake.
Smile at you. Oh, she actually take like a smile. Like, oh, you.
Again, it's just kind of the shrug of like, I got nothing. I'm not gonna lie about it. Just, I literally have nothing here.
Sea Drake is sister to Fire Drake. She's far more of a deadlier mistress. Fire Drake is proud. Sea Drake is cruel and cold, much like the sea at times, but yet noble and majestic. There's a difference between being cruel for the sake of being cruel and being cruel because you have to be. Like the ocean is a terrible mistress. Or the most wondrous of places. All depends on the flowing of the water, don't you think?
I can't say I've spent a lot of time at sea. But yeah, that checks out.
They say in the stories that she drags her foes down in the deep and crushes them beneath her scales. So they know when the water fills their lungs, they know Gaia's righteous fury consumes them.
Well, it's kind of intense, but yeah, sounds like.
Did you expect anything less from a totem of my people? But it's kind of like, come on.
Nope. Not really.
She also, however, and she stands up and she'll like walk over beside you and like almost reach down as she reaches from behind your back and picks up another what looks to be a sort of a whetstone. She'll walk back over and begin to sharpen the blade that she's using to carve everything again. Like just scraping, scraping, scraping. She is also more of the. Do you remember the explorers from when we were younger? Used to tell all these stories. People traveling far and wide.
I mean, yeah, I've heard stories about exploration.
She's the one who guides our people to uncharted seas. Motivates them to seek and pursue. She thrives on that. To follow the stream that leads out to the ocean and the grand world. She dips her scales in and watches as she journeys with us.
I guess that's where you get the whole dragon head longboat motif thing.
Smirks. Sort of. One of our great totem's favorite allies. Majestic yet wrathful. Says almost in awe, you know what I mean? With her, we swim like a true majestic ocean. We're faster. We can run longer. That's stamina. And we also can breathe underwater. The ocean is our domain. The rivers, the water.
Suppose that explains why you guys swim so much.
Also explains why we're so deadly out in that forest by the ocean stream.
Yeah, it does. Damn.
She demands one price, but she'll start walking. What would you do to honor a price if you knew it meant an enemy dying?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Luna didn't cast me as an RN for a reason.
And if it meant that the enemy would die in a particular way, would you honor that agreement? If it meant for Gaia?
I mean, if it was an enemy that was gonna die either way, there are probably exceptions, but
Looks over her shoulder at you.
she offers a shrug. I mean, I've seen or I've heard about some of the really, really extreme stuff people have to do sometimes, especially marriages, but I don't think I've ever heard of a totem requiring that.
You're not familiar with the old ways.
No. Categorically, no.
I see.
I mean, far be it from me to just kind of point and laugh at myself, but I'm pretty sure that's what would have happened if I'd asked to go get back at the rite of passage. So,
I had another one of your brood in my pack before.
yeah?
Nod. Died due to the poisoning.
I'm sorry.
It was his time.
Suppose so.
That's when we met Leaf.
Leaf's good people. Kind of intense, but good people.
He's a Forseti of our people. It's his job to be intense.
Yep. Yep, I got the gist of that.
If you wish to join our pack, then you'll have to see what we entail. You'll have to see how we honor the sea goddess. Are you prepared for that?
I mean, the vagary isn't stoking my self-confidence, but I want to try.
If I tell you now, you'd bolster. And it would seem unfair not to see how you react in the moment where you don't know what is about to happen next. All of us were given the choice and we made the choice. And you'll make yours.
I guess so.
As she walks, she removes one of her shirt, the kind of long sleeve shirt she's wearing. She has a huge blood eagle tattoo starting from the base of her neck down all the way down to her tailbone. Like you can see it through her clothes, through her, like the kind of t-shirt, that kind of sports type thing, bra type thing she's wearing.
And when you say blood eagle tattoo, you mean literally, like, or just a red eagle, or?
It is literally an eagle spreading from the wings of her shoulder blades, coming out to the top part of her, like, where the arm starts, like at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just about to join the tricep of an eagle spread out like bone, and its wings almost cast out, and everything going all the way down. It's of a dragon. It's like, it's like, whoa. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like she's seen bits of it before, but considering the fact that Lily has generally just been kind of mellow or distant almost constantly, the fact that she's gotten a lot more keen and a lot more intense over the course of this conversation definitely changes the tone of glancing at it as she's headed out.
You could tell, I'll give this for free, this was done in the traditional style, even by the way you can see the tap marks on her back.
Oh, yeah.
Turns incredibly slowly over towards you. I'm Fenrir, Charlotte. Just because I'm quiet, don't mistake me for what tribe I am.
No, not in a million years. Just a very different side of you.
Turn her and look at her. Again, as she picks up the tray, examining it and looking over. Like her big, long, kind of white, black hair in several braids looking over. There are sides to being an alpha that you would be forced to see. One, I am always pleasant, but this is a side when I mean business.
Makes sense.
Hopefully you don't get to see the third side. she just resumes her carving.
On the off chance, over the course of this conversation, has she heard Damon like putter downstairs, or is he just stayed in his room?
He hasn't stayed in his room. You would have heard the door slowly like creak open. Essentially, you would hear like step, step, step. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not like he has to sneak out of his own room. So
no, but you just heard her quiet steps. Essentially, like he's not. He assumes people are asleep. You know, it's that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to wake Leaf.
Meanwhile, Maria is trying her damnedest.
Yeah.
So yeah, assuming Damon has gone downstairs, she stays sat there and kind of just, kind of fingers interlaced, looking at her hands. Not sheepishly, just thinking.
Do you know what they call me?
What is in your deed name?
Mm-hmm.
Flutterer, right?
She look over, and her eyes, they don't look cold, or they don't look like sinister. They just look, it's weird. Empty.
It's very flat.
Yeah. People think I follow my cousin.
What do you mean?
Juno thinks that I love my cousin to death, but I do not follow her.
I mean, no. Keeping an eye out for family isn't the same as following, and you could hardly lead if you were a follower.
I just want you to make sure you know the distinction if you're going to be serving under me.
I mean, truth be told, if Maria and Leaf are happy to have you in the alpha position, it means that you deserve it, so...
I'm making sure you know this is a token of respect.
She just nods. Thank you.
So nod again and begin to, sharpening the knife. You see it glisten a bit. She stares down at it. Most people would describe our family as cold people. I consider myself more straightforward.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. In real time.
That I expect nothing less from you, if you're to join us.
Yeah. Gotcha. Understood.
You just nod and keep carving. You get the impression you're dismissed. You know what I mean? It's shockingly authoritative. You know what I mean? It's not like get the fuck out of my face authoritative. It's just this undercurrent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she somehow feels dismissed from her own room. And all things considered, once that there's that kind of tone change almost, and that Lily is finished with this conversation, Charlotte will just go ahead and ease up out of the chair. Let me think. Pausing, just kind of glancing around as though trying to remember why she felt the need to come to the room in the first place, but her phone's fine. It's not like she's been able to play with it this whole last week. It's been off, so yeah, she kind of stands up, takes a glance around, does the pocket pat. And finally, kind of starts, takes maybe the first step and pauses, chewing thoughtfully on her lower lip. But after all, she was just in the Umbra and there was nothing to see. So there's like a pause, a mark of hesitation, and then she just kind of shrugs and keeps walking as casually as you please.
Yeah, you just hear the carving as Lily just seems to be, concentrating deeply on her work.
Yeah, Charlotte's gonna just kind of, putter her way down the stairs.
You put her your way down the stairs. You see sitting out in the porch is the big dog himself, Leaf, reading. You see with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders, wandering around. You can tell she stopped whinging at Leaf. Effectively, you can tell Leaf and her have probably had a little bit of mourning, like at each other. She seems to be looking around, and she sees you, and she just grumbles.
Oh, what's wrong?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Leaf wouldn't make me eggs.
I offer to make you eggs, but I might kill you.
Because he's stupid.
Aww.
See Leaf's head. What do you mean? Like I heard that.
Like looks back through the window into the house.
Yep.
She'll just come and like kind of put an arm around the back of her shoulders, turn her back towards the kitchen. Come on, I'm pretty sure Damon's down now. Maybe we can both get him to cook eggs.
He said you're making us dinner.
I am?
Or that's like she looks at her watch. It's like 1:00, so she grins.
Well, yeah, but are you going to be okay all the way till dinner?
I mean, he said you were doing it now.
Right, of course you did. Awesome. Yep, that's me making dinner. Right.
Grins. She just smiles at her,
And she like sneaks a glance back towards the porch window, hoping Leaf's gone back to his book by now.
Yeah, you see him turn back to his book, grumbling.
You
can hear the Kill Bill noise. Kill Bill siren go off, you know what I
mean? Oh, I should tell Leaf. Duh.
Yeah. She'll smile when you walk out to the porch, that's looking at you.
Yeah, she'll slide off from Maria and kind of, pop open the door and literally like poke essentially like her head and a shoulder out.
Stare.
I'm making dinner.
Eyebrow raise.
You gonna be free?
You're cooking.
I am trying really hard.
Stare.
Promise not to poison you?
Stare.
Okay, I will assume that is a yes. And yeah, I'll just go.
When he mentions that you're cooking, he literally just
considering the whole time she's been there, she's never cooked. She can make cereal. That's cooking, right? Yeah, she's just gonna ease back in there and close the front door. Yeah, he can go back to his book. That'll be fine.
You go back in.
And let out a breath once the door's shut, like, whew. Because that fucking stare, though. Jesus. And yeah. Finally put her into the kitchen, glancing around, praying Damon is in there.
He is. He's just like, essentially pouring tea.
So if we had an honest moment, I said I have no idea what to do.
Come on.
Oh, please help me. She goes ahead and comes on over.
Meat. So what we'll do is we'll make some lamb on the bone. So it melts right off so they can eat it with their hands.
Isn't that supposed to be like fancy or complicated?
I'll help you. Winks.
No one's gonna believe I cooked this. You know that, right? Probably for good reason.
Nods. Plants a kiss on her cheek.
I helped.
You can help. You can mash the potatoes and put on the broccoli and do all that sort of stuff for me. I'll cook the beef. You grin.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds like a way
But
better
you just
idea.
you just asked me for help. That's all you did.
Turns out I'm a really bad liar.
And he will roll his cooking skill.
Oh, please, God.
He's actually not that bad at cooking. He has a decent cooking score. He's crafts too, so he's not that bad.
I mean, she has crafts. It's just for machinery, not cooking.
He was a kinfolk, and a Fianna kinfolk, so he'd get 2 successes. It's pretty good.
Considering most people don't even have dice to throw in there.
I mean, that's the thing he learned how to do really good.
This is not just cooking. This is not just bachelor brow chow. This is proper cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she will, under supervised direction, there's only so much you can do to mess up certain things. And she's not completely inept. She just obviously knows nothing about cooking. So yeah, as long as he is there in the kitchen to provide direction, she should be able to manage the rest pretty well.
you nimble it through. It's a bit awkward. You're like, he seems to know what he's doing. You kind of rely on that. Maria sits there watching you too. Eventually, she comes in, drinking beer. You can hear Lily come downstairs, and she seems to head outside to the porch. She assumes she's going to talk to Leaf during the process. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Maria just looks at you two and smells. It smells good. I didn't know you could cook.
I surprise even myself. Let's be fair, she probably actually does, because she has made serviceable mashed potatoes.
Just smirk a bit.
Oh yeah, she's having a good time with it.
Yeah, and it goes on, and potatoes are eventually mashed, and eventually Damon opens the oven and looks over at you. It's done.
Yeah? Like, cranes will look around. Yeah.
It smells nice. Decent enough, you know what I mean? It's not amazing, but it's decent.
I mean, it's fucking lamb. No one turns their face up at lamb. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, should go for the fucking potholders.
And yeah, he'll awkwardly begin setting the table as Maria shouts in, Lily! You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
He deafens you when you're walking.
There's like the cringe of like, oh, that's okay. I only needed one eardrum. It's fine.
As you can hear people shuffling and all that, and you eventually pour that out on the plates. I assume you're giving big portions of the plate for the get.
Yeah. Honestly, let's be fair. Does Maria eat as ridiculously as they do?
She does and she doesn't. Sometimes she eats ridiculously, other times she doesn't. It's kind of if or if.
Yep. She makes sure they get pretty generous portions, though she does not go so far. For all that, in her experience, the guys tend to eat a lot more. She is not putting more on Leaf's plate than Lily's because rank is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she loads them the fuck up.
Yeah, you eventually begin to help. Damon helps you, like, dish out the plates and puts the plates down, and eventually you get all the plates down, and everyone sits around. Maria looks like she's looking out the door, like she's waiting for someone to arrive.
There will probably have been back when she did the yelling, just like shifts the serving plate to the other hand, squeegees her ear, and kind of looks over like, "Don't you have pack link for that?"
I just like to do it. It pisses them off.
God damn it!
It pisses Leaf off, so that's the main thing.
But yeah, if Maria's looking towards the door as she's getting plates set and people are trickling in, she'll kind of glance over, like, "Do I need to grab another plate?"
Nods, a bit excited, biting her lip.
Okay, and back into the kitchen, goes for another set of dishes.
As let me get this image. You hear someone opening the door, knocking as they're coming in. Out, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You hear rapid buzzing, you know what I mean? Like talking, you know what I mean? There we go. Walks in, big blonde fella, about 6'4".
Yeah, what was his name again? It was something ridiculous.
Crispin.
Fucking Crispin.
Why is it Crispin?
Damn it! Why is it so funny?
He's just, hey.
Yeah, she will hastily, set out the better part of, the silver and stuff, and then load up the other plate.
Yeah, you see him and Maria kind of cling on to each other. They're not like public display of affection or anything, but they just seemed happy to see each other. You know what I mean? You eventually settle down. Everything. The lamb. Lily looks actually, she cracks a smile because, well, it's fucking lamb.
Because fucking lamb. Who doesn't smile for lamb?
Mm-hmm. We've mildly like, huh. You know what I mean?
You weren't shitting me, and it's not cereal. Holy shit.
He kind of looks at you kind of sussly, you know what I mean? Like eyebrow and eyes narrowing, like, you cook this. You know, that type of stare.
That's okay. She'd be sus of her own shit.
And yeah, they all wait for Lily to take a bite, and Lily just like picks up the thing and just takes this huge fucking animal jaw rip. You know what I mean?
Then yeah, she'll let the pack tuck in before she does. If nothing else, because it's amusing to see them fucking jump on fucking lamb.
Yeah, Lily surprises you how much she's like a savage. Like it's all over her face. There is no manners. Leaf kind of does the same thing, except he's just a tiny bit more dignified. You know what I mean? He like puts stuff on the plate. You know what I mean?
Uses the plate as the halfway point between the serving dish and his face.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Lily's just like, oh my god. You know what I mean? Maria uses a knife and fork because she was raised well. She mainly feeds food to... Actually, mainly her and Crispin actually feed food to her off each other, actually, that way.
That's fucking adorable.
Damon eats... Yeah, Damon just eats, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she does much the same.
He's kind of watching... You can see his eyes watching there, like, how the fuck? She's so small. You know what I mean?
Hey, she told him they can't get fat. They can, however, be trash compactors. She probably failed to mention that part. So you'd think he'd be aware.
I know, but I think you think a part of him is still amazed that Lily is just so fucking savage at eating. He's just like, she's just so tiny.
She will.
Lily look over. This is really good.
Thanks.
Really good. belches. Leaf still continues to look at you sussly.
You know what? He can be sus all he wants. She's if nothing else, very entertained to see them enjoying themselves. Damn it, Leaf! Stab it, stab. I deserve it, but stab.
He just looks at you. He's not complaining. You know what I mean? Maria just even nods, like patting you on the shoulder. Yeah, it's good. Didn't realize you could cook.
I didn't either.
Nudges Crispin, who like I told you she could cook. He's like, you did. There was no need to elbow me.
Oh Lord.
Like,
Yeah.
rubbing his chest.
Got a little enthusiastic there. But yeah, she will actually let them like go at it, like get their bellies full type thing. She is not going to interrupt in the midst of the feeding frenzy. She'll wait until it hits about that point where people are sitting around and eyeballing things like, can I fit this in my body? Or is it worth fighting someone else for the dish?
Occasionally you feel Damon's hand like touch yours under the table. You know, it's that type of thing. Very subtly.
Yup.
There is that awkward moment though where somebody touches Leaf's leg and you see Damon's face go red as he yanks his hands back and Leaf just looks around suspiciously. Like right at Maria. Like
Oh no.
Maria completely oblivious, just like playfully eating food with Crispin,
Yeah. Oh god. Damon, why? If nothing else, it's fun to see Leaf be flustered as shit. Oh god.
And Lily just seems to horrify because she's just picking up the bone and just like, right up against her face.
Like you do.
Like a lamprey.
Fucking good call on Damon's part. Meat finger food. How could you go wrong?
Well, eventually you see Lily sit back as her belly just pops out, you know what I mean?
Oh god.
Looking really satisfied. Leaf just leans back, sipping away in beer, he seems relaxed, seems calm. Maria's then elbowing, you know what I mean? It seems to be dying down. You do see Lily and Maria eyeballing each other like, I want that last leg. You know what I mean? That type of like, dun, 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 you know what I mean?
the showdown.
Mm-hmm. And eventually Leaf just reaches and grabs it. The two girls both look at him accusingly as he takes a bite out of it.
Oh my god.
So yeah, all is quiet, Charlotte.
Fuck. Katie should probably put more thought into how she was going to do this. Especially after demanding this scene.
Yes.
Shit. At least she's in a really good mood. And I imagine there's been idle table chatter and whatnot. So, yeah, she will just kind of take a turn and keep it as low key as possible and just be like, hey, Maria.
Maria's like mid, getting like a mouthful of meat. She's like, ah, and like giggling at Crispin, and then she turns and wipes her face. Yeah.
So, real moment. Real fast. No, that is not what I'm going to say. And, can I say she's positioned it in such a way where she and Damon are, side to side?
Yeah. I mean, that's how he's been touching your hand. They accidentally reached over and touched Leaf's leg by mistake.
How do you overshoot that far? But you know what? That's fine.
It's more comedic than anything.
It is. It's good. I don't want to question the fucking metrics of it.
So, if I were to say I wanted to date your brother, you're waiting with that.
It was.
I forgot I had my speakers on.
It's actually perfect. Like the look up, you know. And she laughs at first, like, you know, is that like she thinks you're kidding, you know?
Yeah, she thinks I'm kidding, and then like there's like she's not gonna be so blatant as to do it like up on the table, but like there's an arm shift, and yeah, she goes for the hand for support.
Like Maria's mid, like saying, "Oh well, you know, I mean, you could, I suppose, but you know, and all that." And then she sees the arm shift, and you hear the, you know what I mean? You just hear Leaf take a.
God damn it, Leaf!
You hear like Lily still eating, like she's mid looking up, like, "Bo," you know what I mean? Leaf takes this inhale of breath. Crispin looks like, oh shit. Damon looks petrified as Maria just like slowly. You see, it's like that Scott Pilgrim versus Cliff doesn't get it, and then it switches over to get it. What? What?
If there's any other way to put it.
What?
Me and Damon, an item.
Since when?
Officially as of about just now.
Like, you know, she like looks at Damon. Damon just nods, like, yeah. She stares at you. What? Wait a minute.
Hmm?
When did this come about?
Kind of idly picks up a hand, ruffles the back of her hair. A bit ago.
A bit ago. Crispin's like, Maria. He's like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? He's like, oh shit. Stares at Charlotte. A bit ago. Define a bit ago, Charlotte. What, did you just decide there in the kitchen?
No.
When?
Before Beltane?
You hear you know what I mean? As you look over at Leaf, and he's just like inhales like
Thanks, Leaf. Fucking moral support. God damn it.
Charlotte just like reaches over in her wallet and no, Charlotte. Lily. Reaches over in her like, you know, jeans, scrounges and puts money in Leaf's hand.
They get like it's dangerous to look away from Maria right now, but there is like a fleeting side eye during that exchange. Like, son of a bitch.
Maria looks at the two, like takes the epitome of the Sauron death stare off you and looks at you two. You were betting. Did you all? Stands up. You know, you see the nostrils beginning to flare.
Ooh.
Did everyone know but me?
I mean, I didn't want to come and ask your permission beforehand. I wanted to make sure we were a thing first.
Oh, you didn't want to ask for permission. You were a thing. Oh, I see. Damon's like, Maria's. I get it. No, it's not fine. She almost like begins. You can just see the nostrils beginning to flare. You and my brother, and you didn't tell me.
I wasn't sure how.
Now, Maria, Darcy Lynch Krause.
Oh boy.
This is the most important willpower roll of your life. Oh,
Oh boy.
okay. Okay. I just gotta just double check something. Okay. So Maria takes this huge intake of breath, almost like she's about to gear up to something. And then she just whirls on you. You know what I mean? The eyes flare, the nostrils flare as you see the steam train is pulled away. You know what I mean?
You know what? At least she swirled at me. I was worried she was gonna like explosively hit everyone. So
It starts out at you, but you see the table like bam, her fist slams down on the table.
oh god. Is are Leave and Lily at least getting Crispin out of her flailing range or something?
Crispin instinctively drops. You know what I mean? He's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Off the chair. You
He
know
is
what I
a
mean?
smart cookie.
He knows what happens, man. He's like, no, fuck no. Leaf is beginning to take notice, you know what I mean? And Lily is kind of as well. They're watching. They'll intervene if necessary type deal, you know?
Yeah, Charlotte just kind of braces herself for impact, as it were.
And she gets right up in your face. She doesn't hit you now, mind you. But
Oh
it's
no,
right.
no, I mean like emotionally and socially braces for impact.
Do you think you're good enough for my brother?
He seems to think so.
Do you think you'll be able to take care of him?
Or die trying.
When you can barely take care of yourself?
I'll manage.
Oh, will you?
Yeah.
Damon's like quietly trying to say, keeps repeating her name. Do you think you can handle him, do you?
Yeah.
Really? Because from what I can see, you can barely handle your fucking self, Charlotte.
I've been helping for years now.
Oh, really? For years has it been?
I've known you guys a long time. He's had
I see.
nightmares a long time.
I see. And so this is where it all started, did it?
No.
You've been coming in here pretending to be my best friend and doing my brother on the sly?
What? No.
Well, I would tell you what. I'd rather see my brother never have anybody than be with a glasswalker. Especially one that does in my back like that. One who... You're meant to be my friend.
Am I suddenly not?
A friend would have came and asked me.
A friend would give half a shit about what he thinks.
And then she'd turn on Damon and you know what I mean? Like, stepping towards him.
That's when Charlotte stands up.
Stare.
She doesn't do anything aggressive. She just stands very markedly between them.
Get out of my face.
I haven't moved besides standing up. If I'm in your face, it's because this is where you want to be.
Do you think she'd be able to take care of you in your nightmares, Damon? Be screaming the house down all night. And all the other things you see. Damon kind of looks down, rubbing at his head awkwardly. Like, you even see Leaf, like, wince, like, oh no, she didn't bring that. Even Lily kind of rubs her face, like, oh fuck, this is getting... You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. It's like, oh...
You're gonna drag this out in front of other people?
Other people. My pack.
Yeah.
Who you chose to reveal this in front of other people.
I'd say there's a marked difference.
I see.
Maria, I know you're mad, but it wasn't about lying to you.
You could have told me.
Could I?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter anyway. So what do I matter to any of you two?
Of course you matter.
Just take a step back. And look at Damon, especially. After taking care of you for all this time, you could at least told me. He again looks down, rubbing at his head. But sure, fuck me, right? You know, she starts to like storm out.
You know, when you do someone a favor and then hold it over someone else's head, it's not a favor anymore.
Oh no. She will spend willpower because she's not friendsing on her brother or her best friend. It's a bloody good thing she spent willpower, Katie.
Jesus fuck!
You see it though. Like that's when Leaf kind of takes a step forward, you know what I mean? Like even Lily's up and moving, but no, she stops herself, but you go, oh God, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she doesn't pursue after that.
She'll turn slowly, her head over her shoulder. You don't know a thing about what I've done for him. What I have to do to take care of him.
You could tell me.
Like you'd tell me. And she keeps walking, you know, clearly like she's about to blow. You know what I mean?
Then she just kind of bites her tongue on anything else she might have liked to say.
As that door like bursts open as she's storming outside, you know what I mean? It's clear that Maria is trying to disengage.
Yeah.
Like it's very clear, you know.
No, she lets her. She lets her. She even goes so far as to kind of sit heavily back down.
Lily and Leaf turn and look at each other, and Leaf just gets up slowly, cracks his neck out, and begins to walk out, you know? As you're left with Lily and Damon. Crispin kind of awkwardly makes himself follow Leaf as well. Damon kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, kind of giving it a squeeze.
She turns and just kind of does that thing where it's not a real smile, but you give a little something because you have to acknowledge that they're doing something nice for you. Just rubbing her face.
That was unexpected, Lily will say, staring out at Maria storming down the pathway as Leaf is just rubbing his chin. You can see he's telling Crispin to go home as Leaf is just awkwardly walking after her.
That's so unexpected, really.
I'm not going to give out to you for not telling her. You were probably did the right thing, she'll say awkwardly, but I do understand that she's angry, so.
Yeah.
She'll look at Damon. You probably should have talked to her and told her everything was fine. You kind of nod and you look at Charlotte.
It's her turn to reach over and kind of just give the light shoulder squeeze.
He reciprocates back. He kind of is just then red, you know what I mean? He's embarrassed. Lilia just stand up slowly. All I'm going to say is just that if this is what you two want, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. At least for me.
As long as it just doesn't bring any discord among my pack. She just stand up. You know, she's not angry. You know what I mean? And she doesn't seem angry with you or angry. She just is like, that was inappropriate. You know what I mean? She looks more like looks like more frustrated with the situation than anything else. Really, you get that impression.
Yeah. Charlotte just kind of shrugs and goes, I think I've hit maximum discord. I don't think I can manage this one again if I wanted to.
Lily keeps walking. She didn't frenzy, so there's always that. She seems to walk back upstairs.
Yeah.
Damon will turn and look at you awkwardly. Well, I could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, I coulda.
Look, you know what I see, and I don't think Maria knows you know. I didn't want to tell her. I just wanted that to be between you and me. I just wanted to tell you and let you deal with it before we started, you know.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be normal. You kind of rub the back of his really bashfully.
She grins. It's a little weak because damn, that was harrowing, but there's still just kind of the tired grin.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. She reaches out and kind of teasingly pinches his cheek, especially since it's bright red. You're worth it.
Well, do you want to go watch some TV?
I should probably clean up first. Kind of glances around the table.
You go sit down, I'll do that.
You sure?
Plants her a very delicate kiss on the lips and just nods.
That's a pretty convincing answer, so... Yeah, she'll in fact, meander not far. You know, stay within range for chatter and whatnot, but, you know, probably sitting at the counter or something while he's policing. She'll at least help carry the dishes over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, you guys clean up and eventually sit down and watch TV. And there, this scene will end as I have to go.